Hi there, this is Lynette again. I hope you guys all had a fabulous and blessed Labor Day weekend. It's right now Wednesday, September 6th, 2023. And the other night I was listening to The Drop with David Nino Rodriguez, and he's one of those that I keep telling you guys, you just gotta listen to him at least every once in a while. He's got a lot of really good information, and I like how he thinks. And this video he did on September 3rd, just a few nights ago, it really clearly shows how we need to be looking at each other. He's talking about these vegan virtue signaler people, or whatever you want to call them, and how this guy, James Cromwell, I guess he's an actor, they're pouring blood on the streets and, having a good hoedown, protesting something that I wasn't really too clear on, but I was more interested in Nino's opinion on it. And I like how he puts it. He's basically saying, if it's your lifestyle choice, fine, have at it. This is the United States. We've got the freedom to do that. And I like this topic in particular because I got some history there. As I really don't suggest you go back and listen to my first couple of videos when I was talking about, trying to tell Mike Adams, with the soy stuff. I raised my kids on soy products. I've been eating them since I was 12 years old. None of us have any of those problems. But the point being is I never tried to push it on anyone. When people had questions, sure, I was a walking thesaurus at some point in time. But I don't think people realize, I understand Nino's upset by this, and I understand how other people, what I call flesh eaters, would be upset by it. But I'm also upset by it because, I'm usually grouped into those lunatics. And I don't even want to show the video on here because my system will probably freeze up and then I'd have to do this all over again and again and again. Anyway, point being, these lunatics have destroyed it for even people like me. Now, way back in the day, I was a hardcore tree hugger. I was involved with PETA, the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. I'm embarrassed to say. I got out when I heard that they bombed the NIH for not releasing the Silver Spring monkeys. I think that was back in 86 or 87. I just dated myself. But anyway, but I did things, and I had a booth in the Summit County Fair to bring awareness to what was being done to these animals so women could, have their little makeup and stuff like that. And it's like, you don't want to wear makeup? Fine. I have in the past. I really don't want to take the time anymore. But the point is that these animals are put through the most cruel procedures. You think the beagles that Dr. Fauci abused and tortured was bad? This goes on with everything. And my point way back then was to just bring awareness to it. And then go protest somewhere. I did hold a demonstration in front of the Stowe High School back when we were over here at the Lakeview building because they were dissecting cats and pig fetuses for their advanced biology class, which you want to do dissection? Fine. Have at it. Me personally, I first got interested in that realm because I was wondering, what my rights as a student were when I was a freshman and being forced to, cut open frogs. I love frogs, especially that one. But anyway, it was all this to say was, even the protest, I don't even call it a protest, the demonstration. It was to bring awareness to the fact that the kids weren't taking it seriously. This was a waste of these bodies of animals. So let's find a better way to do this. And that's usually my point. Let's find a better way to do this that others aren't imposed, animals aren't being abused and wasted. But these nutcases here that he covers in this clip is just one example of how even way back in the 80s it started ramping up to now we've got, as Nino says, it's more like a religion. I would call it a cult. And I even, when I'm on YouTube, yeah, I still go on YouTube, sometimes I see these clips that people are saying, try cauliflower, try this recipe, it's better than beef. Excuse me? I don't eat beef. I think it's gross. But that is wholeheartely wrong. There's no way that cauliflower has the nutritive value of beef. It's insane. And I love it when somebody like Nino comes out and says, dude, if you want to not eat meat, fine. If you want to be totally vegan, which I personally think is nuts, I absolutely love dairy products, and the vegan so-called dairy alternatives just don't even come close. But to look at each other and say, you have the right to be you. I have the right to be me. We can share ideas. I'm not going to impose my ideas on you, and I expect that you would respect me enough to not impose them on me, especially by going and vandalizing a street corner with, I don't know if it was real blood or fake blood, but that doesn't matter. It still stains. It still leaves a mess, and it still makes people like me look like these nutcases. All I have to do is say, well, I'm vegetarian. I don't, eat flesh foods. And all of a sudden people are like, oh, well, I'm sorry that I'm eating this steak in front of you. Why are you sorry? Enjoy your food. And, it got to a point way back when where my mom told me my daughter and I were no longer invited to family gatherings because of my child and me making fun of everybody. I didn't do that. So we've got it on both sides of the fence. And again, I love the fact that Nino put this out in the very poignant, respectful way that he did. And by the way, Nino, I want to tell you, I listen to a lot of what you're dealing with your parents, and just praise God for you probably do, but praise God for every moment you have with them. I was with my mom the last 2 years on a daily basis, helping her out and stuff. And it's both heart-wrenching but beautiful, because what you're getting with them is the most valuable thing they could ever leave you. And I have 2 years of that beautiful time with my mother. And I thank you for sharing things like that openly. It gives us, or at least me, a better idea how to pray for you. And God bless you with your parents. Just enjoy it. But anyway, back on the topic. This vegetarian stuff, vegan stuff, should not be a doctrine. It should not go into making policy for the masses. It should definitely not be demonstrated on a street corner as it was in this clip that Nino showed. And more people need to, on both sides of I guess it would be like a tripod, because there's me, there's the lunatics, and then there's people like Nino, which I would assume is most of you. We all need to see the fact that this is just another one of the many things that they, whoever you want to call them, deep state, whatever, instigated and have stoked the fires and built onto this freight train to divide us, to cause discourse and adversity between us. because their point is to conquer us. And the vegan stuff, they can make us unhealthy along the way, just adds to it, like with the shots and the meat and the just everything that they're doing. They're trying to divide, conquer, distract, and destroy us. Until we all get that through our thick, stubborn skulls, these wheels are just going to keep turning. And it will destroy a lot of us in the process. I'm here personally to help you guys find some valid information from people like Nino, like Mike Adams, like Alex Jones, that Dr. Jane Ruby, Dr. Brian Artis, that have the heart to help people understand what's going on. And God gave you discernment. Whether you recognize him or not, we are all created in his image. And use that discernment. Get with him, get in the word. You'll find that God created the entire earth. And at the end of his book, he's the one that's going to destroy what we have corrupted. Not us, so we don't need to worry about, are we polluting the earth? Yeah. Or have we abused it? Yeah. But he's not going to let man destroy what he has already set in stone is for him to do. He commanded us to have dominion over it all, to subdue and nurture and utilize it. And if you want to do that without eating critters and cows and stuff, have at it. If you want to do that without eating any animal products, have at it. If you're a flesh eater, my son is, my husband is. Oh, and my dogs are. This vegan dog food, oh my God, insult my intelligence more, right? Anyway, I love you all. Just see the point and don't let them divide you. If you're a vegan, vegetarian, flesh eater, lactovarian, I don't know how many different words they have for it nowadays, just share what you know with the respect that we all have the right, the God-given, not government, God-given right to be who we are. You have the right to be you. I have the right to be me. Can we just share without all the division and chaos? Let's stop feeding the monster and start coming together. God bless y'all. Thank you very much. And oh, by the way, I absolutely love you, Nino. God bless you.